Now this is the last topic of third unit. It is dedicated to the wireless protocols, and in our syllabus we have only three wireless protocol. First one is infrared data association, second protocol is Bluetooth, and third protocol is Zigbee. So immediately we start with the first protocol, that is infrared data association. Now as the name itself suggests us, gives us information that the communication between the transmitter and receiver is through infrared signals, and as it is wireless protocol means the channel in between transmitter and receiver is air. So air medium is utilized specifically in between two transmission nodes. The structure or architecture of IrDA is comprised of four different layers. First layer is physical layer, second layer is link access protocol layer, third one is link management protocol layer, and higher layer which is treated as an IR communication. If you compare these four layers with our computer networks, it is having 7 layers. Computer network having 7 layers: physical layer, data link layer, then transport layer, session layer, application layer, presentation layer. So these are the layers related to the computer networks. So similar to the computer network, physical layer of computer network is responsible for transmission of the signals through the cables. This is the physical layer which is responsible for transmission of the signals over the air. As per data link layer is concerned of the computer networks, the same function this link access protocol has. Whatever the data which is coming from the higher layer, it is creating the frame formats, creating the packets, and it is making the data compatible to transmit over the wireless network. So this is the second layer, link access protocol, where link has been established between the transmitter and receiver, and once link has been established, whatever the data which is coming from the upper layer get converted into the frames, get converted into the packets, and then give it to the physical layer so that it can transmit it over the air through carrier frequencies or through the infrared. Now as per the link management control is concerned, this layer is a higher layer of the IrDA, and you can say that it is analogous to the transport layer of computer networks, where the links managed. Just like in transport layer in computer networks, shortest path algorithms is going to be designed so that our data can propagate through the shortest path from transmitter to the receiver. Similarly, the variety of the links, those established by the link access protocol and through the physical layer, all those links is going to be managed by the link management protocol. And this is the higher layer of the protocol, where user is giving the instructions to the transmitter, and accordingly those instructions get managed by the link protocol management protocol, get establish the connections with the slaves, with the transmitters, with the receivers through the physical layer. So all these are the four layers. Now here light emitting diode is used, LED is used as an in a transmission side, and photodiodes are used in a receiving side. As per IrDA is concerned, it is supports very less data rates, because the application of IrDA is to use it in the television remote controls. So in television remote controls, we increase the volume of the television, we change the channels of the television. So it has very limited functionalities. So that change in the volume, when we click on that particular button of change in the volume, at that time LED is sending that kind of the wavelength, and that wavelength is going to be detected by the photodiodes in the television receivers. So this is the normal application of IrDA. Data sent is on the infrared links in a packetized format. So the function of link access protocol is here, that it is converting our signals, in converting our data into the packet format. Air is the medium which is utilized in between transmitter and receiver. There is no channel, is physical channel is there. Air is the only channel. Receiver detect the signal, decode and depacketize it. So in the receiving side, receiver is sensing the signal that something is coming, receiving the signal, receiving the data, and convert it into the depacketized format, because it is packets. It is in the form of packets. As per physical layer is concerned, it is responsible for variety of the data rates and the mode of the communication. It supports both data and it supports both control. Means changing the channel is a data and changing the volume, decreasing the volume is a control. It supports only 1 meter of the distance. This is the drawback of IrDA. It supports only 1 meter of the distance, and the data rate varies from 115 kbps for serial IR, but for fast IR it is up to the 4 megabits per seconds. As per data link is concerned, it is also called as, this is also one name, IR access protocol. This link access protocol is also treated as a data link layer, IrLAP. It is based on high definition link control, IrLAP. It is a master or slave protocol communication, and master sends the commands and slaves responds to it. High discovery link protocol. This is higher level discovery link protocol actually. As per link management is concerned, the link is going to be managed, that setting up the link, control that particular link which has been established, close the link between the two devices, and it improves the software capability to share infrared link access protocol between the multiple tasks. So this is the layered architecture of infrared data association. It has few advantages. It is a low cost, low power consumption. It is okay that security is good. Point to point communication, line of sight is required actually. That's why point to point communication, 1 meter is the only distance. This is disadvantage, only short distance is there, low data rates. Line of sight is required. You cannot prefer some wall is there, and if you are giving the instructions through the remote, then because of that wall or obstacles, that signal cannot be penetrated through the walls. That's why line of sight is required between the transmitter and the receiver. Application is smart remotes used in televisions, palm tops, cell phones, digital cameras, printers, LCD projectors, modulation, demodulation machine, laptops. So these are the applications of infrared data association. So this is the only scope as per IrDA is concerned. Now next topic is a Bluetooth. As per Bluetooth is concerned, everyone is using Bluetooth for sending the files in a very small area, where our mobile phone get connected to the other phone through the Bluetooth. It forms the piconet. For establishing the connection, it uses the frequency hopping spread spectrum. There are two types of the spread spectrums are there, direct sequence spread spectrum and frequency hopping spread spectrum. So when we comes into the coverage of the piconet, we start finding out another device, and that device can be recognized by our Bluetooth device, and once that recognition is been done, you give the pairing request. So that pairing request is should be accepted by both. When both get accepted, then they can form a piconet. So that is treated as an ad hoc network, means temporary network. It doesn't need any antennas, it doesn't need any modulation, transmitter, broadcast stations, it doesn't need anything. It needs only two different small units. It supports 2.4 gigahertz of the carrier frequency, which is under the industry, scientific and the medical frequency range. It supports up to the 30 fits. It supports maximum 8 devices. It supports maximum 3 voice channels, and it has medium access control of 48 bits, means 2 raised to 48 devices, Bluetooth devices can be present. Bluetooth devices, number of Bluetooth devices 2 raised to 48, this is the combination. Its data rate is 1.3 megabits per second. So these are the features of Bluetooth. As per its protocol architecture is concerned, this is the huge architecture, but it is quite simple one. When you start from bottom to higher layer, so here you can say that this is a asynchronous connectionless, asynchronous and connectionless, and this is synchronous connection oriented, synchronous and connection oriented in the bottom layer, and that bottom layer is preferring to send our signal through the radio frequencies or through the baseband, means instead of modulating the signal, you can directly send that digital signal, or you can modulate it using the quadrature amplitude modulation, quadrature phase shift keying, like this. Then this is link management protocol for establishing the link. Logic link control adaptation protocol, it is also for establishing and controlling of the links. Here rather you can call someone through the Bluetooth using the voice. You can send the audio also, which is in up to the 20 kilohertz of the range. This is up to 4 kilohertz of the bandwidth voice. This is service discovery protocol. This is radio frequency communication. This is TCS protocol. As per Bluetooth is concerned, these are the three layers, and through these 3 layers we can establish a connection with the remote Bluetooth enabled devices. So as per link management protocol is concerned, it is responsible for authentication of the remote Bluetooth device. It also encrypts our data signals. It switches between the master and slave. At one time, one device can be a master. At another time, that same device can act as a slave. For quality of the services, so voice is a quality of service, one of the quality of service. Data is quality of the service. Then audio, video, these are some quality of the services. Logic link control and the adaptation protocol, it is specifically for the data packets up to the 64 kilobytes. It runs on the hosts like laptops. It runs on the application layer specifically. This is service discovery protocol, that which service we are trying to use through the ad hoc network. Rather we are connecting to the diversified networks, heterogeneous networks. Rather we are browsing on the services like audio services, video services, or any data services, and class attributes of the services, So this is about the service discovery. It is related to the services only. Radio frequency communication is sending the signals through the through ISM band 2.41 gigahertz wirelessly. Then this is a telephony control specification, that you can call someone. So 4 kilohertz of the voice you can transmit. Telephony control services to control the signaling for establishing the speech. speech. This is host control interface, HCI, interface between the hardware and the software, host control interface. It is establishes the piconets. It is responsible for forming the piconets, host control interface. So piconet is a network of ad hoc devices. Those come into the vicinity of some area and they form the network. That is treated as an piconets. And if two or more piconets are there and they are communicating with each other, then it is treated as an scatter net. This is asynchronous connectionless, means it is a asynchronous communication. There is a delay in between the frames and it is a connectionless. If both the devices are synchronous, then they can use the service through this SCO. If both are not synchronous, then they can prefer SCL, asynchronous connectionless. So this is all about the Bluetooth network. Now only one final topic is remaining, that is the Zigbee. In Zigbee is also analogous to our computer network. That computer network has physical layer, wired, but this is a wireless network. Specifically for up to the 100 meters of the range, we can utilize this Zigbee network, and its frequencies also varies with reference to its stack. This is the 3.0 stack. Its carrier frequency varies with reference to the, but it is in the megahertz of the range. It is also using medium access control layer, so that it is having its own identification. Each and every node of the Zigbee protocol has its own identification. Network layer is responsible for funneling the information which is coming from the higher end. It is connecting to the MAC layer. So this is network layer, similar to our transport layer of the computer network. Here routing is going to be done. This is the base device, that whatever the device used as a node in the Zigbee network can be utilized. Now this network is obsolete now. When Wi-Fi comes at that time, that network is now renowned network. Zigbee network was used previously to the Wi-Fi network. So this is application programming processing layer. Zigbee device is there. So many nodes are there. We can configure into the network. And application layer, where we take the information, we take the commands from the user, and then those commands is going to be given to the preceding layers. So this is about the Zigbee. It is also wireless protocol, and this is the scope of the unit. The scope of the unit is also very less. The contents are very less. You can read this presentation over my blog, so that within 1 to 2 hours you get complete overview and you get mastery over this particular unit. So this is all about the third unit.